Welcome to the Women in Architecture annual lecture. Taking us to Copenhagen, Paris, Milan and Doha, Ellen Stoke will give us an insight into 4 recently completed cultural projects by OMA.
Good evening. So I'm starting with this image. This is a project in Copenhagen, which is a mixed-use project. This building is basically positioned in the middle of infrastructure. As you can see here, there's a major ring road basically going through our building. Of course, we like challenges, so we never put the building in the easiest spots. One of the targets was to design a playground. Now, I can tell you, I never designed a playground in my life. I was very lucky we had somebody in our team who had young kids, because I only think about parties and outdoor cinema and, you know, beach parties below. So it was not the easiest thing to do. So we put the building in this location over the road. And of course the climate in Copenhagen is quite harsh in winters, you know, because it's cold. So it was also quite important to create a sheltered space. So we decided to push actually all the flows through the building instead of having them around the building. So that means you have cars going through the building, we have pedestrians going from land side to water side, we have cyclists, I mean we have all kinds of infrastructure to deal with. But it's basically opening up in all sides to its surrounding. And when you're in the building, you really feel the flow and the use of all these functions all working in one element. On every level you see they have windows to the city, but of course having views on the city is, I think, a crucial part. The next one is a very small project. It's in the Marais in Paris, and they were asked us to make in this existing building here basically an art center for artists. So it's a kind of work and exhibition space at the same time. We put in the courtyard this lift, and all these floors that you see in here, they can move up and down. Or you can basically move them on any level you want. And it is so much lighter than it was before. So it's quite interesting in architecture that sometimes you think you can't inhabit a space because it obstructs daylight. But then as soon as you do, you sometimes create more daylight and more space. The next one I'm going to show you is the Fondazione Prada. This complex is a kind of typical industrial complex in Milan. So they asked us to transform this whole area into a museum, basically, you could say, for the Prada Foundation. So this kind of heavy collision, almost like a clash between existing and new. It's almost like you're curating together what the building can do eventually. This is a master plan of Education City. Today I'm only going to show you the library, and this is the building we designed. Qatar, I don't know if you have been in the Middle East, but it's in summer, it's so hot during the day. So a public space like a library needs to be somehow covered, not because of the cold, but just because of the heat. So the whole idea started with an open folded book. A library in which you could see all the books. So what we did, we folded the back of the building as the floor plate. And at a certain point, the client said, we have a very nice collection of old books, which are, you know, books on the Islam and the history of the local culture. I came up with this idea, maybe we should make a kind of excavated city, as if, you know, it's found like an old city, and then we just put the books in there. As I say, it's a kind of arena for books where we celebrate the books. And that is all I have to say at this point.